afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and ever-taking amazing Propagandacast with me, host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland. Off here to a glorious 1v1 on Taranto Coastline. In the south, it is the one, the only Dumais. Be amazed at Dumais, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, here with the 3rd Infantry Division. Tasked with pushing forwards here through this hilly landscape, held by men of the 2nd Fallschirmjäger Division here under the command of Riftwalker. So, off to the Kettenkart Fallschirmpioneer from his goes for Luftwaffe, and Dumais for the Special Operations, and a Weasel. Not an actual Weasel, just the M29 Weasel. As always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, and a big hearty congratulations to Lauritz for joining in amongst these legendary people who support the Propagandacast on a monthly basis. Big thanks to Lauritz, and a big thanks to every other patron support as well. You're all a bunch of wonderfully handsome people. So, off to the race we are here. Pioneer, Fallschirmpioneer Suffolk's here. Moving forward with their Karnat TK bolt action rifles and their MP40s. Advancing here. Heading northwards there. We got the crowd there. Very busy up north. And we got Ravenat here for Dumais. Scouts here, of course, racing up northwest. Rapidly advancing there for freedom and democracy. So far, no real engagements. Line of sandbags here being laid down by the Fallschirmpioneer, going in for a second squad here as rapidly as possible. Some players might mix in Grenadiers or MD-42s, but Riftwalker just wants more Fallschirmpioneer. He believes in the power of the Luftwaffe infantry. M29. Route squad moving northwards here. Just focusing on each side of the map. Like you see that already now Riftwalker's heading this side munitions point here. Busy up north. Sandbags here. 30 caliber being added to the Weasel. Gonna spot those Fallschirmpioneer here by the center munitions point here. Shots being fired at the Weasel. 30 caliber responding the favor here quite aggressively. Scouting northwards here. Crowd continue to grab about there. Weasel actually took quite a bit of damage here from the Fallschirmpioneer. Got Raptor charging in the Fallschirmpioneer on their own here. So he's going to have to retreat here, I think. Like, if the 2nd Fallschirmpioneer squad was close, I would say, you know, stick around. But he's like basically sandbag, grabbing the point here, running to assist here. I feel like this is a bit of a tactical misstep. Obviously, I understand wanting to grab the point here, but I think you're better off, like, you know, winning this engagement than want to win another one. Scouting from that northern fuel point. And we got the Kettenkart ground point. We've got a 3rd Fallschirmpioneer squad here for Riftwalker. He does have the infantry company up, but clearly he just wants Fallschirmpioneer. And they are quite good infantry in terms of, shall I say, overall DPS. They're basically like slightly less powerful Jaegers. Weasel there pursuing the Kettenkart there. Kettenkart can, of course, go down pretty quickly, particularly with its rear armor not exactly being particularly heavily armored. But he's doing his best to slow down Dumais' economy. North here, scouts have managed to hit the fuel point neutral. So that's going to slow down here Riftwalker's economy. Raft squad got this in the south here. We got the Raft squad advancing up as well here. And far southwest here, Fallschirmpioneer being disabled the Raft squad. But he's doing his best here to mess with Dumais' economy to gain himself as much advantage as he can here versus the Americans in the longer term. Karnat TKs was M1 Garand on the single Thompson here. Down to 2 men in the Fallschirmpioneer. They will have to retreat. But still, the damage has been somewhat done into Dumais in the southeast here. Fallschirmpioneer from the building against the Raft squad here. Quickly dropping Joe there like a sack of potatoes from Idaho. Moving straight here for the munitions point right outside the base. Got the Luftwaffe company up here. Very much standard choice there. Far up north here, Raft squad is the Fallschirmpioneer. They do get heavy cover versus light cover. They might be better against some slightly better heavy cover. The riflemen aren't flanking. They are pushing in. Still a lot of battles here, and they're heading on fuel point, munitions point here. Fallschirmpioneer out here. Rapidly advancing. Oh wait, they actually made a slight change to this map, I believe. Previously, you could have units get stuck here, but now they actually added like a small gap there. That's nice, I guess. Also makes it easy for the player to use the building. Previous as well, this building was very much favored towards the southern player because, again, like, you know, you just couldn't get into the other guys. So this is actually a very nice change that I don't think actually mentioned, or at least I haven't seen it, and no one else has, I think. But anyways, let's go to the Falchion Pioneer. This does make the map slightly better. I mean, it's still not great, but, like, it's slightly better. Slightly. Pioneers routed here. We got the Luftwaffe company with Jaegers on the way to assist the Falchion Pioneer. Perhaps he actually goes for Falchion Jaegers. I would strongly recommend going for Falchion Jaegers. Yeah, hitting the munitions point is a really good hit there, of course, since with that many Falchion Pioneer, there's, of course, the potential for a lot of light machine guns or grenade launchers, and, of course, a lot of mines. Though we haven't seen any mines despite having so many Pioneer squads, effectively. That's something to consider there for Riftwalker would be a lot of mines. We got the flares here out from Dumais. Good code also for smoke, but sending him extra flares is, you know, pretty good. Riftwalker charging in on the missions point. He wants to buy as much time as possible. We also got smoke there to make it harder for the Falchion Pioneer to assist the others. Sharp play there by Dumais. Sharp play. North with the Ken Cart, Falchion Pioneer, or just Jaegers, wrecking the weasel there with a Panzerschreck, leaving it nothing but a burning hulk of steel, metal, and American dreams. So, Dumais still really coming in swimming here versus Riftwalker and the Falchion Pioneer here. Onto this point, you just rush in there. Grand Ponds north for the Ken Cart, Jaegers, and Pioneers. Still feel like some mines here and they'd be good. Of course, he'd probably prioritize the Panzerschreck, but still think there's room for at least a mine or two here that could do a lot to slow down like any maneuvers from Dumais, who has gone for the captain, meaning he has gone for the infantry support center. Pop the flare there, probably just getting ideas to what Riftwalker and the 2nd Falchion Jaeger Division here, 3rd Falchion Jaeger Company is up to. Far up north here, we got the Ken Crad hitting the fuel point here, Veterans who won, so the Cat Grand Points. Falchion Pioneer in trouble with the captain and his light machine gun. Also Veterans won. Falchion Pioneer can grab points faster. They can also heal themselves. Route squad at BAR, so Dumais here really looking to leverage infantry advantages hard. Infantry, that is the captain here, and a lot of riflemen. Really strong place here by Dumais. And we got a Falchion squad out here for Riftwalker as well. Very good for him. Quite potent elite infantry. Basically, 4-man Panzer Grenadiers, but better in a lot of respects because they get, well, self-healing and faster capture Veterans who won. They get Panther fast, they get ambush. They just pack more punch, but they are overall just 4-man squads. So there's obviously some weaknesses, but well-handled Falchion Jaegers are really good. And I'm overall surprised more players just don't go like hard on the Falchion Jaegers if they do go Luftwaffe. We got the Falchion Pioneer in trouble with the rifle squad here. That's going to retreat here. That's going to be a wipe. Jaegers was the captain. Ken Krat is sort of forgotten up north. Fixed up again. Some mines around here. I think we have really good investment there for Riftwalker. Would make it harder here for Dumais to just walk up in the fuel point here. In the south fuel point, being seized by the Americans pushing forwards with the BAR wielding chaps. And they have been upgraded. In fact, worth noting here, he's actually gone for the munitions surplus upgrade. Meaning it becomes cheaper to actually go for the BAR upgrade overall and just add more BARs. Very powerful combo there that Dumais has unlocked versus the Germans. Thumbs up there. Falchion Pioneer reinforcing, healing. Another Jaeger squad here. Obviously concerned about light vehicles or tanks here from Dumais. But I think short term he'd probably just better off going for more Falchion Jaegers, but that's just me. There you go, pushing back here the Rival squad. Overall there were actually 2 Falchion Jaeger divisions fighting in Italy. The 1st and the 2nd Falchion Jaeger divisions, I believe. Falchion Pioneer is the scouts there. Munitions point hit again, like just very consistent. And certainly there's an argument here that Riftwalker at this stage really should just mine this point, so Dumais can't just walk up to it and hit it. So far, 3rd Rifle Squad, 3rd Rifle Division, able companies doing quite well as the Germans. Quite well. We'll have to see here what exactly Riftwalker will do to try and break around this. That said, Dumais has obviously invested quite a bit into his infantry, so there's an argument for someone that are fast, virulent here, or even trying to push for Panzers here could be an excellent choice for Riftwalker. And there goes Scouts for Garden. This could be a wipe here in service of Deutschland. Yep, wipe the Scouts. Not huge loss, but still it's a loss that can hurt Dumais in terms of map control because they do capture and render points neutral very fast compared to other units. So that does limit a bit what Dumais can do to really hamper map control here. But yeah, I think again the fuel point and the missions point here, these 2 points here for Riftwalker should be mined at this point because Dumais is clearly very keen on them. Motor pool anti-tank guns. Dumais, of course, quite aware that he might get hit by a Virulent or a Panzer full rush, and wants to make sure he's not vulnerable to either. He's going for like a lot of Panzerschrecks. Yeah, not a bad upgrade, but it does require opponents actually like going for vehicles. Like any kind of light armor. And so far, Dumais hasn't done that. So the Panzerschrecks are just, you know, currently collecting a bit of dust.
Damn it! Territory sector claimed by the enemy.
Forcing. Not much else there for Riftwalker. Dumais just keeping up the glorious American offensive here as the Germans.
We've lost the territory.
Jägerskram Northern points.
Permission granted to initiate assault.
Some point they're held by the Falchion Pioneer. We got the assault operation unlocked for Dumais. Got the commanders though. So far, no sign of them. And we actually got here the advanced logistics upgrade, which makes it cheaper to reinforce riflemen and even make sure with trio centers they do also get a bit of experience there. So that's also a pretty good upgrade. Pretty good upgrade there. You can say northwards there. Probably should retreat them in first though. Kettenkraut fixed up again. Pretty good work with the Kettenkraut. Honestly, at this point, it might be worth considering communication cables for them. Just help get like some more resources here and there versus Dumais. Falchman pulling through the center here with the FG-42s. Fallschirmjägergewehr 42. Rail squad against the Falchion Pioneer and the Jaegers. Got the Falchion with the Rail squad here. Got a sprint here from Dumais. Was this actually intentional? This is a misclick because Port on him is like typically, you know, the go-to ability, but maybe Dumais just wanted the flexibility there, having like some squads can like quickly maneuver into position, pursue a vehicle, snare it up maybe. Hard to say here. But again, it's also just possible as a misclick. That is very possible here. And there you go, Panzer Company up here, so likely looking at some Panda 4 push here from Riftwalker here versus Dumais, entering their court here by the Jaegers. Hey, finding up north here, Jaegers still being hammered here by the Captain's artillery ability. The Forward Observer Mortar Barrage. Quite handy little ability there. Thumbs up to Dumais for showing it off. Heading points up, he looks like they're going to try and cut off the German fuel supply lines. Very good. There, of course, you can see that Riftwalker's doing the same here versus Dumais. Quite efficiently so far. Jaeger versus the Rifle Squad. Yeah, that's a retreat there. Up port on him, all that sort of stuff. You have North Rifle Squad coming in there. Kettenkraut being hit by the Rifle Squad. Jaegers here. And Falchion Pioneer versus the Rifle Squad. Getting the grenade launcher. Not the MG-15. Nothing out of the Panzer Company here. And finally got the Kettenkraut there. That's going to hurt Riftwalker and the Germans a fair bit. And again, fuel point there, munitions point outside the base consistently hit. Again, I feel like Riftwalker really strongly would benefit from some mines. And again, he's got so many Falchion Pioneer and the regular Pioneer, so I really feel like there's not much of an excuse not to mine the stuffing out of those maps. We actually get Starstorm as his first unit of the Panzer Company. Interesting choice there. Interesting choice there. They're not exactly the most popular Wehrmacht unit at the moment. This is because they're kind of inconsistent. Like, sometimes they do quite well, and other times they sort of just really whiff on the job. But they're sort of a awkward unit. But there's actually partly an explanation for that. There is a sort of explanation for that. Part of this is actually at the moment, the MG-42 and the MG-15, there's the Falchion Pioneer machine gun. Unlike any other machine gun in the game, which basically just focuses on like one model at a time, they just spread the fire out there across like all of the individuals of the squad for some reason. And that does mean the DPS of the MG-42 and the Falchion Pioneer's MG-15 just kinda is a bit all over the place. Anyways, we got here assault operation activated. We got P-47 strafing runs. Heading the Germans up north here, forcing a massive rout here for Riftwalker. Yeah, mines really would go a long way. Anyways, we got Veterans 1, the Fighting Mega here, half age Veteran 2 in fact. Charging forwards here. Ground send over the Starstruppen up north, the Royal Squad testing the Pioneer there. Grenade off. Grabbing the center there. Yeah, Dumais got pretty good map control here against Riftwalker. Partly, again, it's just the consistent and very efficient harassment he's got going against his opponent. And again, I feel like just the lack of mines from the German player. Oh, his Starstorm really is an interesting choice there. It's also a really cool choice, but it is very interesting.
They pushed us off a sector.
Heading northwards here. Could move up the Starstorm pass behind it, sort of here to sort of catch some of Dumais units in the retreat here. We got Fighting Makers with 2 infantry squads here. That is a quick retreat here. All these lemon trees providing, of course, a great boost to the American infantry. No, not really. But there it goes. Starstorming from one side. Got Jaegers there firing at the riflemen here.
Skies are clear. Ready for orders.
Firing to the retreating riflemen's backs. Not much here from the base yet. Maybe finding north here, Route being surrounded here by Riftwalker's men. There's a quick retreat here. We got the grenade launcher firing off there. For those wondering, what is the Granatenbüchse 39? It's basically an anti-tank rifle where they just sawed off a good part of it and converted that to just firing rifle grenades. Fun fact, we got Riftwalker with the Starstruppen. Blend cover here.
We've lost control of a sector.
Which lights the entire area there on fire. Need to retreat them here. I think they're getting surrounded here by Dumais' men. Third infantry fucking at the fight here. Well, there's the second fight to make a division. Down to 2 men. Yeah, that's a retreat. Even got the Jaegers, the Falchion Pioneer from the north here. Grab northern point with the Falchion Pioneer there. Got 2 anti-tanks out here for Dumais, and we also finally have the tank depot up connected to go for tanks here. As for Riftwalker, we do get the Panther on the way here. Flanking around here behind Dumais' men. Fighting Makers close to Vector 2, moving forward to the southern Vector point here. Pioneers caught up with the rifle squads. Mass retreat in the face of the strafing run, actually taking a few losses there. And the Pioneers here are super duper low in health as well. Quickly wiped here with the rifle squad retreat. Yup. Pioneers do get wiped so quickly. Panther fall right around the corner here though for Riftwalker and the 2nd Fighting Maker Division. Well, got to caught with the Starsturm, the Fighting Pioneer, and the Panther 4, and they are very quickly dispatched there.
One of our munitions points is being neutralized.
Route being fighted by the Fighting Makers on the retreat here. Very close to a wipe here, but wow, almost got the wipe there. In fact, almost got it. Really close call. We got the Sherman rushing forwards here for Dumais. Fighting Maker squad takes a hell of a hit. They almost wiped out. In the center of the Panther 4, the Falchion Pioneer and the Starsturm are moving in here. And up north here, Route Squad is getting pelted by the Germans. An absolute torrent of death unleashed by the German Wehrmacht. Sherman moving in here, getting a bit stuck there on the trail paths here. Starsturm there, closing in Veteran 2-1. Not too shabby. Heading northwards over the Falchion Pioneer towards the field points there, very good. Still no mines, and Dumais just continues to run around there cutting supply lines.
A fuel point is being lost.
Starstorming for the northern victory point there.
Reports of enemy movement.
Bit of mortifier there from El Capitan. About to get an engagement here. We got the Panther upgraded with the Schutzen. Got the Sherman back to rush into that. Good side ahead here. Panther for the transfer to the Sherman.
Victory point is under attack. We must act.
Nice shot there from the Panther into the rear of the Sherman. Rifleman anti-tanks moving up here. Falchion Pioneer moving up. Almost got the Sherman here, anti-tank there, struggling to sight the target. There we go, shot went right through the side armor. Need to keep moving the Panther 4. Oh, he's stopping up, he's not moving, and the Panther 4 is down. Like, if he finds some smoke at the Jaegers, he probably could have saved it. But I guess Riftwalker was a bit overwhelmed. All the way, trading a Panther 4 for Sherman is slightly in the favor here of Dumais, actually, so that is less great there for Riftwalker. Still, he's got all 3 extra points. He actually managed to grenade the wrong building. I guess, you know, someone forgot to pay the protection money to Don Hitler. Don Hitler sends his regards. Oh, I thought we were under Mussolini. Changing management. Damn. Anyways, Falcon there routed. Jaeger's being snarled at with a sniper. Shot, not snot. So that's one sniper here from Dumais to beat up, well, a fairly infantry approach here from Riftwalker. With the loss of the Panther, it's going to be tricky to deal with it. But again, he does have like a fair amount of units with some ambush, I guess, and stuff like. So, you know, maybe they can pull off something. But I still would recommend some mines here. And that does seem to be like the one thing that he consistently just forgets to lay down is mines. Also, he's really allowing Dumais to just go nuts in the fuel point. See, we got, in a surprise twist, another Starstorm squad here. That is very interesting. I think that's actually the first time I've seen a player like go for 2 Starstorm squads, actually. An assault operation activated. Sniper fire there on the Starstorm, pushing them back. But yeah, 2 Starstorm squads. Not something you see very often. Really cool though, absolutely, but yeah. Captain there routed, spotted. Heading in to grab at the northern punch. We've got actually 2 Fallschirmjägers. Dumais continue to exert a very good map control versus the Germans. The victory points wise has definitely been struggling a bit here, and it's actually falling behind the German player. Second sniper there for Dumais. South got the Fallschirmjäger moving forwards. Starstorm setting in. Got route towards the Jaegers, pushing them back.
They've captured a victory point.
Starstorming forwards. Route squad chanting the Jaeger squad here, Vecchi 2.
We're losing a territory point. Enemy contact.
Could fire some smoke in this general direction to make it harder for the sniper to snipe the Jaegers. Looks like the Starstorm's going to try and flank up behind the sniper here. Not a bad idea at all. Not a bad idea at all. 2 squads here low in health. If you had some other troops nearby, could probably like hit back at that pretty hard. We got Vector 1 of the squads. And others are, I imagine, closing in on it. Starstorm caught him. We got double snipers of Dumais. That is definitely going to make things very tough for the Starstorm, as there's of course a very good chance they get wiped if he like slightly misses a beat there versus the double snipers. Gets pretty lucky for that. Starstorm squad does not get wiped in a treaty of Ripen getting murdered here by the other Starstorm. South here, we've got the Falchion Pioneer there being sniped now. That is really going to make this manpower heavy strategy that Riftwalker's got going very tough to maintain. And still not a single mine here. Sherman there on the way for Dumais to replace the one that got blown up by the Germans earlier. Artemis the route squad here. Port on him. Grenade there. Rather than taking quite a bit of damage out in the open, they poured on him. Not quite useful against the unit heavy cover, but that grenade to a fat chunk out of the Fallschirmjägers. Down to 1 man. Need to retreat them there. He pops a grenade. Jaegers pushing into the entertainment here. The Jaeger squad going for the sniper here. Forcing back their Dumais snipers. Almost got one of them too, but fortune clearly smiles upon Dumais. They got an entertainer left behind there. I would probably just try and destroy it. And the Fallschirmjägers up north here got utterly murdered here by Dumais. No mercy. Ground on the pond with the Fallschirm Pioneer. Continues to be an absolute lack of mines here though from Riftwalker, as if though Hammer and Goering just sold all of them to pay for another party. What do you mean you sold all the mines? We need them to hold back the American advance. Well, you know. I need all of that money for the cocaine and the ladies. God im Himmel, Goering. Are you trying to make us lose the war? Grenade off there.
Give us something to do. Enemy movement near a victory point.
Big infantry push in. We got 2 Starstrom squads. 2. That's a lot of Starstrom.
Enemy movement near a victory point.
German getting hit with the Panzerschrecks, the Raketenpanzerbüchse. Fallschirmjäger Raft squad in the south points, they're being grabbed.
Victory point is under enemy control now.
Raft squad tried to the Fallschirmjäger here. Jägers, they're routed. Raft squad, they're going the mission's point, grab back the victory point. There we got Starsman against Raft squad, grenades being exchanged here. And the fighting here by the southern victory point continued quite intense. The Fallschirmjäger narrowly avoid being executed here by Dumais riflemen. Sherman there unleashing hell there upon Riftwalker's Starsturben. Fallschirmjäger equipped with the MG-15 being charged on the rifle squads. That's 2 Starscrew squads. They could actually go for that rifle squad. Maybe try and take it out. They argue words like pop the veteran's 1 ability there. It might activate shot there. Well, they technically would have a lot of shots with an MG-42. But, you know, the question is if they can actually hit with it. Bring over catch rifle squad with the northern fuel point. There we go, forced retreat. Does he pop that shock assault ability? No, he does not. Down to 1 man here. Almost got him there. There we go, wiped him, and a BAR was dropped there. That could be a pretty good haul there for Riftwalker. Fallschirmjäger finding out those rifle squads. Being focused on quite aggressively. Saddle charging the captain here by the center point. We got the munitions point outside of Riftwalker's base, once more being seized there by the Americans. And here we got the Starstorm going for the snipers. Sherman in here. Sniper hit there. Almost had the sniper there, but not quite. And another Pantherfoy for Riftwalker. Finally, again, the fuel control that Dumais has been extending Riftwalker has just been so all-encompassing that, you know, Riftwalker just has been barely able to afford tanks here versus Dumais. That's actually been like one of the major victories of this match here for Dumais. It's just been these absolutely just spot-on field control here versus Riftwalker. Which, again, I think has been significantly aided, though, by Riftwalker's refusal to go for mines. A refusal, but oversight. Well, again, maybe it's just straight-up corruption by Helen Goering. Who knows? Other grenade off there.
Sector lost. No contact.
Hold on there, holding 2 Fallschirmjäger squads. Panther 4, they're ready, though. And Dumais could actually soon go for another Sherman here. Gonna eat the Panther up north here, but he's more busy in the southwest Raft squad. They got the Jägers moving forwards here. 1 Starstorm squad sitting out there. Actually, both on the move. Good shot there from them taking the Panther 4. Down to half health already. Jägers about to get wiped out here. And the snipers continue to be an absolute menace here. The poor Riftwalker Starstorm. Veteran for another squad. Starstorm, they're gaining veterancy too. Very good for them. Very good. North here, there's Sherman pushing in this Fallschirmjäger routing them. Jägers moving forwards. Could maybe grab that BAR. Sherman, Panther will then die. Need to repair. No additional Sherman jet here for Dumais. Jägers advancing and going for that Sherman with their Raketenpanzerbüchse. Great shot there for the side armor. Grab the point here, reinforcing healing. Jägers, they're about to get wiped out. He's already lost the Fallschirmjägers. Losing the Jägers would be quite painful here for Riftwalker, and the second Fallschirmjäger to be shown. Sherman getting a good hit on the Starstorm. Another great hit should just retreat them here, get them healed up. They're just going to die pointlessly It'd be really expensive to reinforce here for Riftwalker. Jump the Panther forward. Yep, end up taking a lot more loss than necessary there. And just 2 men now, South charging into base. Sherman, he spots it and gets out there before Sherman takes some incredible damage. Another Sherman, 100 points left of Riftwalker, grabs the Southern Nations point here again. Dumais just keeps up the offensives, the attacks, the harassment. Panther 4, they're rushing forwards. Great hit from the Sherman for the frontal armor. Falchi Puny advancing, catching the Squatty out in the open, but they are significantly veteran compared to the Falchi Puny. And crucially, they got a lot of BARs and poured on them. Starts from the retreating.
Last stretch now. Germans down to 75 points. CO, Bill, we needed something to do.
I'm holding up here. Troops reinforcing healing. Falchi Puny, Starstorm setting out here. Up north, Jaeger Panther was the Sherman. And a rifle. The great shot from the Panther that takes out a fat chunk of the rifleman there. Leaving numerous men dead in the muck, but the Jaegers absolutely get exploded there, leaning behind the Panzerschreck and a pile of corpses. Starstorm and Falchi Puny forced over their machine and Gewehren. Sherman up in the rifle squad here, straight for the munitions point again. And that's another squad down. Another rifle squad they're wiped out here. Going up here for the BAR. Maybe you can't pick it up with them though. Falchi Puny spotted around it. Need to shoot the Starstorm before they get murdered. We've got 39 points left for Riftwalker. Things are getting pretty hard under his feet here. Panther 4, they just hang back. Guess you've got about it. Can't grab the BRs. I imagine the Starstorm just can't pick up more weapons. Some units can pick up plenty, even when upgraded, like the Grenadiers. Got the Falchi Puny moving, the Sherman the move as well there. Sherman bounds the shot there from the Panther 4. Pretty lucky there for Dumais. Another great shot from the Panther 4. This time actually going through here. Falchi Puny almost wiped out here, but the Sherman trying to go for those snipers. Oh, did he almost get one? Yes, got one of the snipers. Small win there for Riftwalker, but he's going to need a lot more wins to hold back the United States Army here. 35 north here from the captain on the Starstorm. Captain rushing in here, need to hit the Starstorm. Oh dear, that could be a wipe here. Not going to matter at this point, I think. Maybe. Reinforcing healing. Going against the Panther 4 here. Another shot there. Panther 4's veteran 2-1. It's only something to consider, like with all these Panther 4s and the Starstorm, like maybe an infantry officer quarters upgrade. Earlier could have been a good investment here for him. In fact, it might have been a really good investment. But also, you know, maybe using that shock assault ability. There you go. GG, game over. Victory here for Dumais. A loss for Riftwalker. Quite the fight there too. I do think it came down in part again. I feel like with all these Falchi Puny, some might have been a great investment for Riftwalker versus Dumais. In particular, again, fuel point, munitions point, those 2 points that Dumais just kept hitting. I think some mines have been some excellent investments here that could have slowed down Dumais a fair bit. Also losing that Falchi Mega Sword like he did was not really doing Riftwalker a lot of great either. And of course, the way he lost his Panther 4 there, the first one, again, a bit of a problem. Still, you know, you hit hard. I think you leveraged Luftwaffe overall fairly well, but there are definitely some elements you're going to be looked into a play. Plus, maybe some of those anti-tankers you can access from the Luftwaffe there that can be airdropped. Could have maybe also been something to invest into as well there. But certainly some interesting elements there. The double Starstorm, again, they're sort of inconsistent at the moment. But maybe if they've gone for the officer quarters, they could have been like, you know, a bit consistent faster with the Veterans 1 abilities, which again was something you never quite used. That said, Dumais hit really hard with the snipers. That made it very difficult to like really leverage those Starstorm, and particularly when again he lost that early Panzer 4. So, a lot going on, a really intense fight there, but I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. Consider donating or pledge on Patreon, support Propagandacaster's war effort. Links are in the description. or if you're in the market for companies, you can do so by the link in the comments. Use the code STUG3G there. So thank you all for joining in. You are all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you tomorrow again for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.